What's up, guys? Expel here, and today I'm going to be bringing you 8 of the dumbest yet most successful tips that I can give you. And I don't know why these work, but they do. Actually, some of them are pretty good. So I think you guys are really going to go on to enjoy this specific tip video, and it's a little bit more fun than a lot of the things that I've done in the past. Regardless, before we hop into things, it would be greatly appreciated. Consider dropping the video a like, subscribing if you're new around here. We're working our way to 100,000 subscribers on the channel, and with your help, ladies and gentlemen, we could just crush through it and make it happen. So please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. That way you don't miss a video ever. And then also feel free to follow me over on twitch.tv/IamExpel. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last 2 things I'd like to say: feel free to join my Discord. It's a great way to get, maybe some friends to play with. Hop in so you don't have to, rely on all these tips so much, or maybe rely on these tips a little bit more, but more as a team. And then also, if you want to stay up to date with me or catch some of my daily thoughts, then feel free to follow me over on Twitter. Regardless, all those links are going to be down below, but let's go ahead and jump on in to these crazy and helpful tips. To start things off, ladies and gentlemen, I would really like to say that once again, these are dumb tips. They're stupid tips, and just bear with me, okay? So the first thing that I'd like to say, ladies and gentlemen, is for our first tip, really, it's something that has come down to just knowledge about every single battle royale and the inner workings of what we can do within battle royales. And that comes down to something that I've been told multiple times over and over by a good friend of mine, Pied Piper, or as I like to call him, Pipe. If you don't die, you can't lose. So at every cost, at any cost, at whatever you can do, the goal of every battle royale, no matter what, is to stay alive, because quite literally, if you don't die, you cannot lose. Now, that doesn't really work the same for the gulag, because if you're in the gulag, you don't die, but also the other guy doesn't die, then, maybe you lose because you end up in a draw. So make sure that you're playing the gulags correctly. But past that, just try and stay alive. Win the game by staying alive. It's not so crazy for you to not have to get a ton of kills, maybe a few kills here and there, but think to yourself, how should I go about this? Do I need to be aggressive constantly, or do I need to be smart about my plays and just try and stay alive? As for our second tip, this one is a bit odd, and by a bit odd, I mean this was the first tip that really made me want to make a video like this, and it has to do with one of the secondary weapons within Call of Duty Warzone. One of the secondary weapons that I wouldn't normally run in this game, but with this tip, it makes me want to run it just a little bit less. More. What? So the tip is, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, the JOKR, or the Joker, actually has a hidden feature within the sights of the weapon. So if you aim down the Joker and you toggle the hybrid, you actually will get a thermal sight. So if you don't have a thermal sight on your primary weapon, you can use the Joker, or maybe, you just pick it up out of a chest, but you can actually use the Joker to find enemies at a distance using the thermal to mark them for your teammates. Or even if you're playing by yourself, just get the Joker ready and launch that puppy for whoever you see at whatever distance. It's kind of absolutely ridiculous that it's a thing, but I kind of appreciate that they added in that just a little thing that maybe makes the Joker a little bit better, because it's basically not that great as it is. As for tip number 3, this is actually one that I found myself using quite a bit after I realized that it was true, and you guys will probably be doing the same. If you didn't know already, running with different weapons and things of that sort will actually allow you to run faster if the weapon is lighter. Maybe you'll notice that if you run with an MP5 versus an M91 LMG. If you have the MP5 out, you're going to run a lot faster. However, something that some people may not really notice is that if you pull out maybe a airstrike or a cluster strike, you'll have the opportunity to run even faster. That's because those are the lightest items within the game. So next time you're running, think about maybe pulling out your kill streak or score streak or whatever it is in this game, and run with that instead. You'll end up running a lot faster and you won't have to stress as much when trying to get to an area very, very quickly, especially when you're on the first circle, which is almost impossible to outrun. Tip number 4, this is something I really couldn't get perfect footage of because people in solos are really scared and I get most of my footage within solos. But if you're thinking about your movement and things of that sort throughout the match, you may notice that a lot of people will just run straight at you without thinking. Now, you can use your movement to try and outsmart them, and one way to do that is by slamming open a door and letting an enemy know that you're there, and then actually running behind the door, waiting for them to push out, and then beaming them from behind. You can just shoot them in the back as they run out trying to look for you, and you get a pretty easy kill by doing so. And I highly recommend you do this. This is something just, you know, to outsmart your enemy, and it's something that I do quite often. I'll be running up a staircase and then somebody will run up behind me. They'll be shooting at me. I'll break through the door and I'll run right behind the door, and as soon as they push out trying to catch me, I'm behind the door and I just get an easy kill on the enemy. So maybe think about that next time you're going through a building. Just try and outsmart your enemy at any cost. Tip number 5 is one of my favorites and something I highly don't recommend to any of you. Yes, I said that correctly. Please don't do this because I don't want to get in trouble for people thinking that I do this, because I don't do this. Okay, just whew. But if you wanna, you can. So if you didn't know, Call of Duty Warzone actually has something called skill-based matchmaking in it. The way that works is that based on your skill level, they will match you in a lobby with players at the same level. So if you have like a 0.5 KD, you'll play against other players with a 0.5 KD as well, or around that area. For me, I have around a 3 KD. So I'm getting some of those top tier players. Heck, the other day I ran into Symphony and he just destroyed my hopes and dreams. So I'm not on that level yet, ladies and gentlemen. We can't. Okay, I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. What you can do is something that I know there are some content creators have done in the past, and I'm not going to call any names, but it's pretty easy to find out if you go watch some gameplays of some of these top tier players. It's something called reverse boosting. So how that works is you get into a game and you just die over and over and over and over and over until your stats look really, really bad. So if you want to play against players that are worse than you and maybe try and, you know, just destroy whole lobbies and stuff like that, what you can do is hop into a game of Warzone, die off the rip, go to the gulag, die off the rip, and then hop right back into another game. Now, once again, this is not something I recommend you do, but it does work, and it probably is something they should look into fixing if they really want to keep skill-based matchmaking in the game. But I thought that was a really funny thing to add in here because it works. But gosh darn if it's not stupid as heck. As for our 6th tip, this is one of my favorite things to do in the game, and you guys will see me do this absolutely all the time. This is a joke. I never do this, but you can, if you're really, really struggling to find somebody to kill within the game, not because you're trying to raise your kill death ratio or anything like that, but just because you're bored. You know, you've ran around the edge of the map because that's what people do in this game. You've ran around the whole edge of the map. You've not found a single soul. And you're like, man, I'm getting real tired of this. Heck, you may have even just laid down as soon as you landed in the lobby and just sat there for 5 minutes. Who knows? That could be you. But if you're tired of it and you want to find someone to kill, what you can do is actually within the game, they've got this cool feature where if you jump from a certain height, you fall down, you'll actually die. Once you die, you'll be placed in the gulag. Now, you have to make sure that you do this before the gulag closes, which is about, 20 minutes into the game. So what you do is you yourself, and then when you get in the gulag, you'll have a perfect opportunity to fight someone else in the gulag so you can finally get your first kill of the match. Maybe give it a shot. If you're really, really hurting to get a kill and you keep telling your teammates, hey man, I'm good at this game, but for some reason you can't get any kills, just do that. Most of the people that are in the gulag, they've already died anyway, so there's no guarantee that they're good regardless. As for tip number 7, this one's actually very, very useful, and I find myself doing this quite often now after I realized how useful it is. If you're trying to figure out, maybe there's an enemy where you've been before, or if you're just trying to possibly get an easy kill, what you can do is randomly throughout the match, or, you know, maybe not even randomly, you can place proximity mines. I find myself throwing proximity mines on buy stations in high traffic areas under vehicles, like the front side of it. So whenever they drive forward, it'll actually blow up the car. I find myself genuinely all the time just throwing down proximity mines in random places. This is something that I've seen my dad do in every single Call of Duty since Call of Duty World at War. And I'm not joking about this. He just, as soon as he gets a proximity mine, he tosses it on the ground. One of my favorite things in the world, but I think it's hilarious that that he's done this for so long, and I'm actually making a tip for you guys to do. So just, you know, throw proximity mines wherever, and then remember where you put them. Maybe you get an easy kill, maybe you don't get an easy kill, maybe you just break some armor, but at least at that point you'll know where the proximity mines are at, and you can run back and try and get those kills on your enemies. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, one of the most requested tips that I add in to this video has not to do with the actual, you know, play style of anybody within the game, but more about the way that you look in the game. Talking about your outfits. We're talking about that fashion that you've got within Call of Duty Warzone. No, seriously, we're actually just talking about the skin that you wear on whatever character it may be. Now, I know you guys know that you can just hop into, you know, Warzone and buy some skins, but you can also unlock them by doing challenges. Regardless, what I like to do, or I really don't, this is a lie, it's not something that I do, but you guys can do it if you really, really want to. You can actually throw on a darker colored skin. Let's say, you know, you've got someone that has like a fully black outfit, or they're covered in like camo paint, and, you know, they've got a ghillie suit. You can do stuff like that and actually blend in with your environment or stay in the dark areas of the map to try and outthink your enemy, or just not let them see you in general, so that you can get an easy and quick kill on the person you're trying to fight, or just sit like that for the whole map, camp it out, and just try and win that way if you really want. Hey, I'm not judging. I'm kind of judging you here, but regardless, that's gonna be all the tips for the video. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's I mean, that's it. That's all I got. I don't know what else you want from me. I tried to give you some of the dumbest and oddly enough useful tips that I could think of. I actually had help from my Discord. If you guys have not joined my Discord, it is a fantastic place. Sometimes, you know, I do pull some people out of my, you know, not really out of my Discord. I actually go in and I'll ask questions in my Discord, and people will help me out to make the videos that I have on this channel. You know, I get a lot of input from you guys in the community. So Discord's a fantastic place to be, and you can join it with the description down below. There's a link to it also in the pinned comment. But more importantly, if you guys did go on to enjoy, it'd be greatly appreciate what? Just drop the video a like, and subscribe to the channel. We're working our way to 100,000 subscribers. With your help, we can do it. We can. Hey, subscribe though. Hey, subscribe though, and turn on notifications. That way you get notified every single time I post a video. You can also follow me over on twitch.tv/IamExpel. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, all the way up until whenever the heck I want. It's really random right now, but just follow me so you know that I'm live and stuff. And last but not least, feel free to follow me over on Twitter. I tweet things. That's it. That's all I got. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope these tips are, I don't know what you want. I hope they did something for you. You all have a fantastic day. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. I would write the third.